Hey friends, happy September. Today we are on another birth month flower, so let's get into painting September's birth month flower, the Morning Glory. Okay friends, today we are going to be painting September's birth month flower, the Morning Glory. I have done its other birth month flower, Asters, before, which you can check out in my birth month flower playlist if you are interested. And the Morning Glory I have only painted once so far, not on my YouTube channel. I actually just tried to paint it for this video and I did not like it at all. Sometimes when I paint things for the first time, I film them, but they don't work out. And I wasn't very fond of how it turned out. So I'm going to try a different approach today. For this video, I am going to show you the first one. Don't love it, but this is how we learn, right? So I'm going to be painting in my handmade watercolor journal from Brushes and Binding. Love them. They are doing another drop of the handmade journals from old book covers September 15th. So if you're interested, make sure you check out their website. I will put it down below. And I have my Shinhan watercolors and I will have my size 8 round. So I'll show you the one that I just did that I don't like at all. It is this one. It's more of a detailed one, but I just don't like it. I feel like it looks a little bit more amateur and it's just not really my favorite kind of style. I thought it might be easier, but I think what I'm going to do for this video is go for a more loose approach and see how that goes. So I am going to do a more loose one over on this side. So I am going to give myself just kind of like a guideline of like an oval shape for the opening here. And I just go round and round until I get this like oval shape that I like. Okay, I'm not going to do it too dark because it's just a guideline. And then I'm going to just do like a little opening here. Like that. So that's going to be the center where all of the petals kind of go towards. And then this part over here is where it flips over. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to erase the lines I don't need. And I want to do it fairly light just so I don't see it. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to take my color. I think I want to do more of like a bluish one. An ultramarine blue with a hint of purple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing these petals that are going to come right back to this center. But I'm not going to go right into the center just yet. And I want to have this kind of curved look. And then the petal tips here, they're more on the jagged side. So they're not pointed at the tips here. They're more on the jagged side. Might leave a little bit of white space there for highlight. Remember, we're doing something very loose. Just kind of all meeting back here, but leaving enough white space there in the center. Except for here where it's going to be pretty blunt. Okay, because you don't really see the bottom of these petals here. I feel like a loose version of this is just going to be a little bit easier. Okay, then I'm going to wash off my brush. I'm going to dry it on my paper towel, and I'm just going to touch the bottom here just so it blends out a bit. So it's a little bit softer. And you can even bring some lines kind of coming down towards the center, very, very lightly. So it looks like it's all kind of pointing downwards into the center there. I'm going to grab some more color, maybe a little bit of purple mixture in this time. And I'm just going to add just little darker bits, curving with the shape of the petals. Some parts are starting to dry, so I'm going to go over and kind of wet them up again. But I want these more out of focus, blurred lines. of shadows or just darker values. Like that. Okay, and if you ever need to lift color, you can always do that. Just dry off your brush and just lift some of that pigment up. But you just want to create this illusion that all the petals are kind of going inward. Like so. I'm just going to try and make some of the petals here a little bit more jagged. And they don't really have like individual petals. I think there's only 5 petals on this flower. I might be wrong. I don't have one right in front of me, so it's hard to know. And reference photos don't always give you the best visuals. So it's dry here, so I just got to be careful. I just want it to be more jagged than actual separate petals. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and then I'm gonna come back and just make it a bit more detailed after. Okay, then I'm gonna grab a really light green, or maybe even like, it's like a light purplish green. So I'm gonna grab just a little bit of light purple, like a really light wash of purple, and a little bit of like a yellow, just so it makes it a bit more tannish brown. And I'm gonna do the bottom of it, which is like this cone shape. And it has to be kind of surrounding this center part, right? It has to be coming right from that center. Like this. And I'm just using this really light muted kind of purple color. Like that. I might add a tiny bit of green in there. Like that. Then I'm going to get a lime kind of green. So I have this blue and yellow mixture. So it's on the lighter side. And I'm going to do the little leaves that are kind of encasing the bottom of this flower. So it comes up to a point, thicker at the bottom, and it's kind of like a bell shape, like at the bottom. Like that. And then I'm going to try and do the same kind of thing like I did here. So it comes with these like stems that are very thin and curved. Maybe I'll just even do like a little whoop. And then do a leaf, a bigger leaf there. But before I do that, I kind of want to get a little bit of this dark green while this is still wet and just drop a little bit of dark green in there. Like that. Then I'm going to create this leaf, which is basically a heart, which is really cool. And I'm just going to fill it in like so. I don't know if I like this one either, but I like the flower, but this leaf, I feel like the placement could have been better. It's always good to plan, but I also like to give you a glimpse into when I'm just like figuring things out on my own. I think there's benefits to that too. But I do like the look of this one better. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more green, a little bit of blue, and I'm just gonna drop in some color. Maybe do just some really loose veins while it's wet. I don't know. Like that. I'm going to take that light green again. And I'm just going to add some shadows on here, shadows on this. Kind of has to connect there. And then we can also just have like other bits of the stems kind of curling up here. Just be creative with how you want to do it. Like that. So a little bit more darkness. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of a darker green. I'm just doing some darkness around the edges. Like that. Okay, and now that the flower is dry, we can go back in with just a little bit more detail. And I'm just going to add just like a little bit of some lines, kind of just showing where the petals curve. So this part down here, they're going to curve from the inside out. Like that. But like I said, I don't want to do too much. Like that. Have a little bit of shadow down here. And maybe just a tad bit of like the yellow center poking out there. Like that. And there we go. So there is our more loose morning glory. Let me know which style you like better. I definitely like this style better. I don't know if I like the leaves as much, but it's something to be practiced and played around with. But either way, that is September's birth month flower, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my other platforms for tons more content. Have a great day, guys. Bye.